welcome to my channel, Enchanted Moonlight Readings with your one and only Leslie Vivian. As promised, I have my sister with me. She doesn't want to be here, y'all, okay? I am like literally taking this girl out of her comfort zone and putting her on camera. And, like, she's like, you're not going to post this, right? You're not. Like, no. Of course not.
Are you joking?
I might.
No!
Okay, anyways. So,
Yes,
all joking aside, okay, I have stage fright, too. I've already explain my situation with the stage frighty thingy. But this girl has even more stage fright than your girl right here, okay? So,
well, I do have sun in 12th house, so
that's what I was
tell you everything.
I was thinking maybe we should start with that first before we dive into a chart. I don't know. It's up to you.
What?
Whatever you feel comfortable with. Do you want to introduce yourself and, like, explain?
I don't know what to say. My name's Ashley. I have been into astrology for a very long time.
How'd you get into it?
Well, I was in high school when I got into it, and I started just getting into the regular sun sign stuff. I didn't even dive into birth charts or anything until my 20s, around there. Mm-hmm. So it all started with just like the sun signs, learning about each of the 12 of sun signs, and just going from there, developing an interest in that, and then from there we,
Why was it weird in our family to do that, to be into that? Can you tell them?
No. Well, to me, I think it was the fact that our father was very religious, is very religious, brought us up very,
we're very Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic, and,
it's frowned upon to be in, it's taboo to be into this. And, like, if you are into it, you don't want to be telling people that you're into it.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone's like, Leslie, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, you're exposed. Like, shh. Like, shush. And I'm like, no. I won't.
Yeah.
I can't, won't, will not be stopped. But she was the one that got me into it. That she started exploring it, and so Mama Bear was like really like focused and worried about me. And
by the time she got to me, it was like she was
tired. She was done
raising kids. So at that point, like, I felt comfortable researching all this stuff, and just developing a deeper knowledge on all of it. So
and no one and Mama Bear did not like go after her for doing that. Like, she was just kind of like, okay, like more open to it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I just think I got away with a lot.
You did. Yeah. You totally did. Hands down. And yeah. So that's how we all got into astrology, and we actually have a sister that's in the middle between us. So there's three of us. We're not including the brothers, but there's brothers too, but they're older. But
they're somewhere there.
They're somewhere there. But anyways, our other sister is also into energy work. You guys should check her out. She just opened a suite. She does
massage therapy. She's doing Thai massages. She does hand
she
and
went
foot
to Thailand.
treatments.
She went to Thailand to go.
Those are my favorite, hand and foot treatments.
I know. I absolutely love the work that she does, and I You know, we're all into our own. We're into the energy work in our own way, but always still operating from source, from the light, from God, from the universe. You know, and always doing it with the utmost respect for whatever readings that we do. And so, no disrespect to the family or to the friends or to the memory of this beautiful being that we're about to discuss. Are you up for it, or do you want to put it off? What do you want to do? Let's just do it.
Well, I mean, we're already recording.
You're like, I'm not going to do this again, yo.
No.
We're going to get her back on here, okay? We got a lot of more cases to cover, yo. All right. So, do you feel more comfortable if I just, like, do this? And, or do you want to see this? And we'll just kind of make this more small.
Yeah, just make it more smaller. I feel comfortable seeing both screens.
Awesome. All right. So, I'm done talking. I'm going to let...
Excuse me. No, you're not. We're doing it together.
Okay, but I was going to let you start. Go for it.
Move this a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Whatever makes you comfortable.
Okay, so I want to start by discussing all the natal placements first of all. So, the one thing I'm drawn to in Vanessa Guillen's chart is the fact that she has her sun in her 12th house in the sign of Libra. So with that tells me that like she had, she felt like she needed to hide her true self to some extent. Mm-hmm. She felt like she couldn't be herself entirely, and you know, she could have had like, I guess, issues with just expression in a way, because the sun is ruled by Leo, and Leo's all about expression, and you know, when it's hidden in the 12th house, it's like there's a damper in that expression. And you know, I happen to have that placement, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. I have the sun in 12th house, and it's very hard for me to
express yourself.
You know, express myself. I have tremendous difficulties with, you know,
literally
verbally expressing myself. Like, I do a lot better when it comes to writing things, reading about things. Like, that's just my personal favorite. So this is very out of my element.
Yeah, we
like
literally
this,
have to pry it out of sun in 12th house people. If we are trying to obtain like any information, anything.
It is sort of secretive too. You know, it is a secretive placement. You feel like these people are mysterious. Like, what are they hiding? Why don't they want to fully tell you what is going on? Mm-hmm. And that's something with her. You know, she may have felt that type of way. Like, she couldn't ever be fully honest about what was going on. She tried to make it seem as if it wasn't as big of a problem as it really was.
Trying to maintain the balance of the Libra.
And putting those rose-colored glasses on, definitely, especially being in Libra, with a lot of situations in her life that kept coming up. Mm-hmm. So,
and I just want to add to what my sister just said. She also has Vesta right there, so she probably did write a lot, and it was like it was probably easier for her to write it down rather than to speak it out loud. Mm-hmm. And especially because trying to maintain that balance of like, hey, I'm not screwing up. No. Like, you know, this.
She could have very well possibly had some type of diary in a way, mm-hmm. because I'm seeing in her 12th house that Vesta is, I think, opposing Eris in the 6th house. So she could have had some type of way of writing out what was going on, what was happening. Maybe that'll be discovered later on. I don't know fits,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And then it's in Mercury, yo. Mercury is on her ascendant, so like that cements what you just said, because Mercury is all about communication, and so if that's how she like, she was probably really good in school.
Oh yeah,
She was probably really like smart and like just like perfect essays, like straight A student. I would think.
she may have made it seem that way too. You know, she may have actually not felt like she was all that great, but she definitely played the part because of that sun in Libra. Like, they like to maintain that image. And she has Libra rising too, so they like to maintain that image of perfection. And even though it might not even be like that set in stone, what is being thought about them, if that makes sense. It's very, very secretive. It can be.
Absolutely. And having Libra rising, you are ruled by Venus, and so you are physically beautiful. And I've mentioned this in another video, a true crime astrology video that I did on another case of another Libra rising, and like they are just physically beautiful. Like, they're easy on the eyes. I mean, look at this girl. She's Libra rising. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Sorry, but they are very physically beautiful, and it's almost like it can be a burden to them. Like it makes them uncomfortable.
Or it can, especially again. I keep going back to it, but that sun in the 12th house just makes you that much more awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to fully embrace what you've got.
Yeah.
And so it makes you uncomfortable when you get the least bit of attention from anybody.
That's probably why she joined the military. Do you think?
It could have been.
Because she wanted to, prove to herself, to prove to the world, like, hey, I'm more than just a pretty face. Like, I'm gonna
fight for this country. And yeah, it could have been.
Libra is also like the balance, and it's also like justice. Like,
right.
So.
It is ruled by the justice.
All right, so let's move on. Let's look at the second house. She's got Chiron in Scorpio.
No,
it's in Sag. My bad. This girl's on it. She caught it. It's like really like at 0 degrees in Sag.
Barely there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Juno's there.
Juno. Pluto, Black Moon Lilith, also in Sagittarius.
So they say wherever Juno is placed, that's what you're married to, in a sense. So second house rules, how you make your money. She was probably very dedicated from the start, maybe from a very young age, I want to say, that she knew what she wanted to do. And, she was very much in love with the idea of how she was going to obtain all of these things and assets that she was wanting. But Pluto and Lilith are there, and those two placements do put a damper on the whole illusion that the Juno places on the second house. I don't know if I'm correct, but they might be opposing whatever's happening in her 8th house with that moon in Gemini.
Oh yeah,
there's like a lot of placements from her second house opposing, and 8th house is ruled, also by your finances,
contracts
as well.
Contracts you make,
yeah,
and it's also death, among other things.
Yeah. 8th house is death, and oh gosh, I probably shouldn't point that out, but I just noticed, that the 8th house is ruled by Gemini, and in regards to death, like you said, I guess it could have something to do with I really hate to say it, but like not being able to breathe, something with the lungs, respiratory, things like that. That Gemini is ruled by.
That is so true. You always
And I mean no disrespect with that.
We don't need it.
I promise I don't. I just did want to point that out.
And it's so true because, like, even if it's, like, in a water sign, like, it would be drowning, right? Or, like,
It has something to do with that.
Like,
each one.
Even, like, getting water in your lungs somehow.
With the moon being there, are you saying because it's ruled by Cancer, the moon?
No. I was just giving an example of another another placement, like trying to elaborate more on what you had just said about the air.
Mm-hmm.
But you make a very good point.
Mm-hmm. I know I have Taurus in the 8th house, and I've read about that one being like that you most likely will pass away at an older age, or possibly, at home, or possibly, something with food.
That's how
it can be choking, it can be, what is it, like ultimately you poison your body with food, like the junk that you eat, and it, messes with you in a lot of ways, it's like a domino effect after that. But,
so we're just trying to say that the 8th house, like, depending what zodiac sign it's in, that is probably going to be ultimately
like an implication of how
it could go. You went all the way over there.
Yeah, I know. We're still in the 2nd house.
No. We can move on.
Connections.
Yeah. I don't know. Which one do you want? This is interesting.
Let's finish the 2nd house. So there's a couple more things in there. There's the Mars in the 2nd house. So again, like all the money she had been obtaining up to this point, it was probably burning a hole in her pocket, so to speak. Like maybe there was a lot of like things that she was having to pay into, and therefore the money was disappearing just as quickly as it would arrive in her bank account.
They were going to go get a car, her and her sister. She was going to get a new car. So, and I have this placement. I have Pluto and Mars in my 2nd house, and I can tell you, I never have $1, ever. I'm always hitting up this girl and being like, hey, so your sissy over here needs helpy on the financy situation. But yeah, so I can attest to that. It's also interesting to me that she's got Chiron there, though. It's like, it would be like a painful way that she ultimately made her money. Like, it caused pain.
It also could have been, because she has her MC in Cancer, and going along with what you just said, it could be that, she ultimately wanted to go into something for her passion, how much she loved it, not even going in it in the career that she chose for, the big money, even though, military does offer a lot of benefits in that way. But truly, it stands out to me like how passionate that she was with this career that she chose. Like, it was not a mistake. It wasn't just random. It wasn't like, oh, hey, I want to join the military. I just, graduated.
No,
and I just thought about this today. It was not like that. It seems like it was something that she built up for many years.
That's so crazy because her mom did mention that she had been saying that she wanted to join the army since she was 10, since childhood. And her mom didn't believe it. She didn't think that she was actually going to go through with it. And then she joins.
Oh, okay.
So
I would not have known that because
she
not
does
watching this.
No, yeah. She's got a little girl, a little toddler. So she's busy. I'm just, researching.
I only found out about this whole story was because of your post one day. I just decided to click on it and read that one post, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? So
It infuriated me in many ways.
So let's move on to the third house. I think we covered the second house pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Third house, natally, she has the asteroid Nessus there. Oh, that Nessus. He.
South Node is transiting. Okay, go on.
We'll get to the transits here
okay.
in a bit. So Nessus is just like, you know, either you're being abused or you're the abuser in this case. So being in the third house can have something to do with just the way that you communicate, or it can have something to do with actual siblings, abuse going on in those types of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have been like victim of abuse verbally, like verbal abuse,
like the
and it was like, and these natal placements, you know, they're not just like, oh, this happened in the last 6 months. Like, no, these natal placements are what you are born with. You know, they're what sticks with you for the long run. So this would have been something that followed her throughout the rest of her life. You know, being a victim of abuse verbally or through siblings. Maybe she didn't have a very good relationship with siblings, but it doesn't necessarily have to be siblings.
Mm-hmm.
It can just be.
It can even be like maybe like she was taunted in school.
It could be that.
I don't know why I felt that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It kind of the energy that I get from the Nessus placement. It's more like even like, you know, just a sergeant like yelling at you, you know, how I wouldn't be able to handle that, and I know you probably wouldn't be able to either.
Oh no,
like you could we won't get into personal stuff, but big sister knows that I need to and not be loud.
Yeah.
Because you know, not everybody can handle that, and even if it comes out of a place of emotions,
just a person that seems like abusive in a way,
mm-hmm.
like makes me turn the other way and run like hell.
Yeah,
you know.
Why would she? But maybe she didn't.
Well, I have a lot of stuff going on in my 12th house though. Like she has just the sun. Which is ruled by father as well.
What if that also, going back just briefly, she would have had prominent dreams and probably like was like feelings like, hey, something's up,
oh yeah, maybe her intuition was really heightened at this time. But dreams, would it have been like if the moon had been, you know, in the 12th house, or can it be just the sun?
The moon at that time when she went missing was in Aries.
Okay. So
on her descendant, because I already have it set there.
Okay. I guess so. That would make sense.
But I would feel like she did really have strong intuition and dreams. And probably just like us Libras with Libra energy, like we kind of really do have a tendency to just like be sitting ducks and be like, no, everything's gonna be okay. You know,
it's not as bad as it seems.
Okay, like, we're fine, right? Like we're drowning, but we're gonna swim out of this, right?
I'm gonna find a straw. I just know it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's how it is, like with Libra energy, and you know, like, and you know, even though like we kind of are giggling a little bit, like it's not like we're not aiming this toward her, like we're just like really honestly like being honest and real about, you know, how it is when you have these placements. Like you can really, how do I say se te duerme in English?
Like literally?
like, you can just, like, how do I say it?
Like, the train will pass you by
Mm-hmm.
real quick if you're not noticing.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, yeah. No, the only reason I'm giggling is because, I'm very giggly by nature. I mean, absolutely no offense ever. But I usually do laugh at really bad moments.
We
And
have
I
to.
apologize in
Yeah,
advance.
exactly. Because, like, we grew up with our mom, and if you ever met her, like, we needed, like, some comic relief.
Oh, no.
And this
it's
girl...
it's like a stress laugh.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, for me, too. It's like, okay, as long as we're laughing, at least we're not crying.
Right.
And that's, like, my motto. Is there anything else you want to go over before we
can move into the fourth house.
Okay.
I think that's it about the third house.
Okay. So
let's see, fourth house. Oh, she has more placements like me. I have also Uranus and Neptune in my fourth house.
My God, I think I do too. Or in my third. I don't know.
I just, I don't know about. I feel like I could make assumptions, and I don't want to, because I don't want to cause offense in any way.
Absolutely.
But the way that these placements played out for me in my fourth house is, there was,
be honest,
bad vices in the form of substance abuse and through alcohol and drugs in my household growing up. So it was very chaotic, just like the planet Uranus offers. It's pure chaos on shaky,
not standing on stable ground.
Foundations, very shaky foundations. And Neptune there, it's ruled by Pisces, and it's just, it gives that feel of, very dreamy-like type of childhood home, in a sense where, like, for me, it played out like they were, intoxicated a lot of the time. But
not me. I was, like, little still. Like,
yeah.
We're talking about other people that were older in the home.
Right. So that's how it played out for me. I'm not wanting to make assumptions about her, but maybe there could have been something going on in her upbringing with parents, either the father or mother. I'm not sure who, because fourth house does rule the mother. I've got to throw that out there. So
I've made it clear in my other videos.
Okay. So, it could have just been, like, verbal abuse, again, because in the third house we do go back to Nessus, and there was verbal abuse. Could have been verbal abuse in the household that, tormented her in a way. She could have been victim of just watching violence happen before her eyes between others. Maybe it didn't even involve her. The violence didn't even involve her. It could have just involved other family members.
Like it played out for you.
Just like it played out for me, exactly.
She witnessed a lot, but it didn't happen directly to her.
Right.
So that's the way...
It still caused a lot of chaos for me in my own way, though. In my
absolutely.
own, psychological development, and it plays out strongly, as an adult now, so... And I do see that Uranus is opposing that true north node in her 10th house, so I'm just like, what gives with dad? I don't know. And then, the sun in the 12th house, that does represent father. It could have been like, hospitalizations as well. I do got to point that out. I did go through that as well. With parents being hospitalized all the time growing up.
Are they going to make it?
Right. I always had this fear waking up. I'm like, is my dad going to be breathing when I wake up?
Mm-hmm.
He usually makes my waffles. So
I know. I know. She always got breakfast made when we were little.
So, it could be a lot of things, and I'm not trying to cause any offense or just, put everything all in one little box. you know, because
it could go.
It's not like that. It's just that's the way it played out for me, and I know what Uranus and Neptune both being there stand for. So, I mean, it just the way whatever it played out for her, only her family will know. If any of this makes sense.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely, I agree. Especially because her mom, as far as I know, was sick. So you pointing out,
yeah, I did say that.
You pointing out that her mom might have had,
hospitalizations.
Yes.
Come in.
We have a little guest. You guys can meet this little redhead over here. You want to say hi to the camera? This one, right here.
This is Audrey.
Yes.
She's my little one. My only little one.
Yes, she's an only. Look how pretty you look.
Ándale, Audrey.
Okay. All right.
All right, Miss Audrey.
Come on, let's let Mama finish. Come eat your M&Ms right here. Look, your M&Ms are right here.
Oh, no.
Alright. So, I don't know. We're probably going to have to do a part 2 to this. If, Ashley... Okay. If Ashley is up for it, you know? Like, she's the reason why I do this. Like, I got strength from her to be like, okay, courageous, and be like, all right, cool. I mean, okay, nobody's saying anything to her, then okay, fine, I can join in too. And yeah, we'll probably do a second one. What do you think?
We can, yeah.
Not today, of course. No. But okay, so we're gonna cut it off there. You guys, thank you so much for joining us, for watching another episode of True Crime Astrology with me, myself, and I, Leslie Vivian. And I am so happy that my sister Ashley was able to join. And you guys got a little impromptu visit from this little one.
I know.
And yeah, so we're gonna play some games with Audrey because we have been busy for like 30 minutes now. And we need to cut it off there. So y'all have a great day. Namaste. God bless. And love and light.